It's time to hit the jackpot because you're listening to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Sean and Sean Miller, breaking down betting into 4 categories to help you stay ahead of the game, sharing their thoughts, opinions, and analysis on how to bet it, where to bet it, and who to bet on. Now here are your hosts, Daryl Sean and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, our How to Bet podcast. Go to howtobet.com, where we're going to show you how to bet, where to bet it, and who to bet on. I'm Daryl Fine, along with Sean, the genius Miller. And Sean, another successful week for us last week, and now heading into week 15, unbelievably heading into week 15. We hope to keep it going. A few successful weeks in a row. So we plan to keep this going. Remember, you watching us on YouTube, yes, you watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button, the notification bell, then go down a little further in the description box. You go in the description box. That's where you hit the links, and you're going to get all the previews. Sean Miller's previews. You're going to get the injury updates, the odds updates. They're always moving. And, of course, exclusive offers to various different sports books. And remember, leave comments. Leave comments, good, bad. If you want some merchandise, we'll send you out some merchandise. We have swag. Ask for it, and we'll get it to you. So go to howtobet.com for all of that.
We
Sean,
have swag.
Swag. Welcome back from Europe, from England.
Got out of the country and, It made me take 100 tests, and they didn't bother checking them. But I'm negative. Negative.
Well, that's good.
So,
it's always good.
Yeah.
Always good test negative.
That's right.
Hey, so a big week again last week. You hit your parlay power play.
I'm going to explain this a little bit. To everybody. So if you remember, I took Baltimore. Who did I have? Baltimore.
You had Baltimore, Green Bay. Let me go back and
Baltimore, Green Bay, and
check here. Green Bay, the Chargers
and the Chargers, right? So obviously, I had Baltimore at whatever the line was. By the time the game went off, it was +3, so they only lost by 2, so they covered. Now I also said if you didn't like that game, you could switch that game out and switch in Kansas City, and obviously the best team in the league doesn't let anybody down. 48. Talk about that game. Have you seen a team? We talked about this earlier. Have you seen a team just go from they're 3-4, and all of a sudden now they're the 1985 Chicago Bears?
Yeah, I've never seen a team during the season all of a sudden become good, going from crap defensively to being really good defensively. I can't remember it happening.
The scary thing is, too, now the offense is starting to Mahomes is starting to play.
Playing well.
And the thing is, the problem with them early in the season, because they have some of these young receivers, the 32 drops, massive. But then if you saw the other day, he's got 9 different receivers catching the ball. And
it's all spread out. You're not seeing huge seasons from Hill. You're not seeing a huge season from Kelsey. They're all just kind of blending together. The running game is
Clyde Edwards hilarious. Big time.
Yeah.
He was injured
healthy
for a while, so
but the defense is really where it's at now for Kansas City. It's unbelievable. Right now, I would say, who's going to beat Buffalo? Turned out to be a fraud.
Biggest. I've been saying this for weeks. I thought, I just think they're fraudulent. And then, obviously they played well in the second half, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
it was 24-3 in the fourth quarter, and they came back. But they were down 24-3.
Yeah,
and
they are what they are, and the record shows you they're.
What the crazy thing is too? There's 3 teams in the AFC right now with 5-game winning streaks or more. There's only the only 3 teams in the NFL right now. Your team, the Patriots, are unbelievable.
Yeah,
completely turned it around. Kansas City and the Dolphins.
Yeah, Miami.
Who have a chance here to get to 8-7 over the next 2 weeks. Talk about them later, and maybe make a playoff run, because the playoffs are wide open.
Wide open. It's funny. It's to me right now. You're looking at if you had to ask me, if I had to put money, if you said you need to put money on 2 teams to get to the Super Bowl, Right now, it's Kansas City and Brady. Whoever Brady plays for, I'm going to take them. Yeah, I mean, that's what it looks like right now. Now, the Rams were very impressive Monday night, but, then they're coming off a losing streak. I don't trust them. That's the thing.
I think it's harder to pick the
consistency.
NFC right now because the AFC, I think, right, for me, Patriots, it's Kansas City 1, Patriots 2. I would actually pick the Colts right now 3. Ooh. I think they're dangerous.
Well, they have a big game. Colts, Tennessee. Big game Sunday.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
You're right.
Yeah, Colts and we'll talk about that. Colts and Patriots, but I think the Tennessee's in there too. But I think the Colts are a little bit dangerous if they get in. The NFC is tough. I mean, Packers are 10-3, but Rodgers is this toe thing. Who knows if it's real or not?
Of course it's real. Why wouldn't it be real?
Well, it could be milking it a little bit. Tampa Bay, obviously, Arizona, and the Rams. But another team that's coming on like freight train is the 49ers. I think they're going to be really dangerous if they get in the playoffs because they're a tough team as well. But it's open. If the Eagles get in, and you don't know who that other team is going to be.
Hard to believe. Now several weeks ago, if you were a dog bettor, you really were successful. And then I even said it right here on the show. I think I have this thing figured out because now we're weeding out the contenders from the pretenders for the most part. And it certainly has evened out. And now last week, if you were a dog bettor, you got crushed. It was all favorites last week.
Yeah, the press release that came out, we talked a little bit about like how. By the way, we're on Yahoo Finance, which is I thought was pretty awesome. Like somebody sent me something and said like, Finance. Oh wow, Yahoo Finance had a bet. Our podcast, they're talking about on Yahoo Finance.
Well, welcome.
So
or thanks or something.
In the middle of that week, like 8, 9, 10, or week 9, 10, 11, when we talked about there was the most ever games dating back forever where a team 500 or below beat a division leader. I mean, it was just chaos.
The kind of year.
But now 12, 13, 14, all of a sudden now the cream is starting to rise to the top. The favorites are winning, and if you're a favorite bettor, which I am, I think you are as well.
Yep.
We were really good for the first 6 or 7 weeks, winning a lot of money, and now all of a sudden we're really we're red hot again. Yeah. And I think as you're getting into the playoffs, you want to be backing the better teams.
Yes.
Obviously,
we've been 3 weeks of red hot. Sean hit his parlay power play. The Monday night game cost me that, but we did well in the primetime games. I swept my over unders. Sean, yours was
by a point.
You won. You had 2 overs that won by a point, and an under, which you don't usually do, and an under that lost by a point. I mean, Vegas went on those totals. Vegas incredible in the totals. I have to tell you,
it's weird. Like some of these lines, it's been, they've been obviously they're really good, but it's been tough to handicap this leagues because I think early in the season when we were picking all the games and it's just kind of tough to go. But when you start kind of targeting the better games, which you want to do as a bettor, obviously, you don't want to be betting 15 games a week. You want to be betting like 2 or 3 games, your best games. And when you start targeting your better games and the better teams, you start winning. I mean, that's obviously I've talked about this. That's my philosophy when I bet soccer as well. You bet the better teams because it is, but it's the same thing.
I've had success with live betting.
Oh,
I've had success.
Can we talk about this? By the way,
I had on the yes, but let me tell you I had the Packers. Right, the score was 0-0. Packers Bears Sunday night. The score is 0-0. Now the Packers were a 12-point favorite. The score is 0-0. Bears are driving. It got down to 8.5 at a 0-0 game. 8.5. I jumped on it. I jumped on the Packers. Now it did look like I made the wrong move.
When it was 17-3.
I mean, the Bears look like the fastest team in the history of football.
That punt return was ridiculous.
It's unbelievable. So it did get scary. But then at the end of the day, 8.5 on a live bet. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered.
45-30.
Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. But I felt good about getting 8.5 at a 0-0 game.
And for me, I'm sitting there watching the two Sunday night late games. not the primetime game, the two late window games. Both went to overtime, and I don't usually watch that red zone, but I've started watching it more because I started watching it's the same thing for the Galazzo show for the Champions League, and so like I was like, let me watch some of this red zone, because it's tough to focus on. I just want to watch one game.
Right.
But so there's two games in overtime, so you're going back and forth. I'm like, man, I'm going to bet this. Like, so I took Tampa live, and I took San Francisco live, and I took San Francisco after the Cincinnati kicked the field goal. So I'm like, hey, now, because if they go down, now they know what they have to do. Right. Listen, if I just got to score a touchdown, you win the game. And you're getting points because they're already and you end up winning both bets.
Yeah,
you take Brady against, in overtime. Of course, I'm going to take that.
I do believe there's money to be made on this live betting. I do. It's my new thing now. I like it.
It's a lot of it's live betting. I think now is like 60-something% of the bet, because it's not just. We talk, this is obviously how to bet. When in tennis, when you're watching tennis, you can live bet every. You can say, what's the next point going to be? What's the next match going to be? What's the next set going to be? What's the next game going to be? I mean, you can.
But in saying that too, you're making more bets. So remember, bet with your head, not with your heart. Right. Don't go over your means. You can do it for entertainment. You can do it to make money. Yes. And both work. But please, if you feel you have a problem or know you have a problem, there's help out there, including 1-800-GAMBLER. So we must tell you that. Again, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Remember to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, the like, that thumbs up, and then go down, leave comments, ask for merchandise. We have it. Ask for swag. Go to that a little further down, the description box. Click on the links. You'll see Sean the Genius Miller's previews, injury updates, which is so important. Odds are moving, so check the odds out, and exclusive offers to different sports books around the world. Hey, when we get back, we will have our parlay power plays of the week, week 15, coming at you. How to bet, go to howtobet.com. Let's go.
Welcome back to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Fine and Sean Miller, giving their thoughts, opinions, and analysis on how to bet, where to bet, and who to bet on.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, our How to Bet podcast. Go to howtobet.com, where we'll show you how to bet, where to bet it, and who to bet on. I'm Daryl Fine, along with Sean the Genius Miller. And big week last week. It's time for our parlay power plays of the week. Before we do get to that, though, let me remind everybody watching on YouTube to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the notification bell, and we'll love you for it. And listen, subscribe to this show. We appreciate it. We have been red hot, so it's a good thing to do to subscribe to this show. Go down a little further, leave comments, good or bad, or if you want swag, you want merch, ask for it, we'll send it to you. And then, of course, a little further down that description box, hit those links. That's where you're going to find Sean the Genius Miller's previews, along with injury reports, odds. They're updated all the time, and exclusive offers to different sports books. It's all at howtobet.com. So get there early and often. And Sean, congratulations. You hit your parlay power play of the week last week. I missed out because Monday night the Rams really played well. Arizona did not, so I lost that one on my parlay power play. I had the other two, but you got to finish it. You got to finish these parlays. So yes, congratulations to you.
Yeah, I won a couple different parlays this weekend. So.
And it's been a little easier lately, and we talked about it at the top of our show that it was all dogs for a couple weeks there, and then now it's kind of settled in, and you kind of get a good feel for what's going on. So it's been a little easier, and we've been red hot the last 3 weeks. So congratulations to us, and then to you if you've been following along. And making some money. Sean, it is now time for our parlay power plays of the week. And, you go first. Who do you like this week in it's already week 15. Week 15.
Yeah, so, I mean, we talk about red hot. We've been red hot. I'm gonna go with some red hot teams here in my pick.
Smart.
Kansas City.
Kansas City
-3 over the Chargers.
Yeah, so it's in LA. Now, this is a division.
This is a title game.
Rivalry, but this
I
is
think it's a title game.
Yeah,
If the Chargers win,
game.
Yeah, if the Chargers win, they have 2 wins over Kansas City this season. They already beat Kansas City early in September. So, you look up and they would be tied, and the Chargers would have the tiebreaker because they have 2 wins over it. Kansas City obviously has won 6 in a row.
But the defense
is unbelievable.
We've been thinking for years, when you think Kansas City, you're thinking offense and only offense. Defense has been incredible during this winning streak. And so they're they're the 3-point favorite on the road at the Chargers. This game is going to be off the charts. It's a Thursday night game.
Yeah.
So it starts the week. The crowd will be crazy.
There's a couple.
They haven't had over the years great crowds, but this one should be a really good crowd, really into the game. So it's Chargers 3-point favorite Kansas City 3-point favorite at the Chargers.
Both teams have 351 points scored this season. The Chargers have allowed 336 points. The Chiefs have allowed 268. So 70 less. I mean, you look at these last 4 or 5 games, 6 games here. In the winning streak, the Packers, they held the Packers to 7 points. The Raiders 41-14. The Cowboys to 9 points. The Broncos to 9 points. The Raiders to 9 points and just annihilated the Raiders. I mean, it was just over after. It was basically over after the first quarter.
I had Kansas City
absolutely
in that
annihilated them, and they just look like they're peaking at the right time. They have the Chargers, the Steelers, the Bengals, the Broncos down the stretch, and have a chance here to get to the top seed, I think, and I just really like them. Yeah.
So, all right, so Kansas City -3 at the Chargers is your first of the parlay power play of Week 15. Go ahead.
Second team I'm going to take is comes in on a 5-game winning streak and off of a bye week, I believe.
That's correct.
And against just an awful team. I'm going to take the Dolphins -7.
At home.
Yes. Dolphins are lights out.
I would
defense.
I would jump on that line now because it's got to go up.
Yeah, the defense. I mean, you want to talk about defenses. I mean, the Dolphins' defense obviously has been maybe second, third best in this streak here. They're just shutting everybody down. The Jets absolutely stink. Nothing to play for. I mean, in fact, if I was the Jets, I would just tank from this point now and just see what you can get.
Get another quarterback? No, the quarterback's going to be good. I still think he's going to be pretty good.
Yeah, and I mean,
they need help. They need a lot of help.
Who's gonna? There's just the Pickett. Is going to be the first. The guy that you want is next year. I mean, all those quarterbacks coming out, Stroud and Young and all these guys.
I like Matt Corral from Mississippi, Ole Miss, but yeah, it's not that big crop.
Yeah, no, it's next year. So, I mean, you really want to start this year. So, maybe if I was the Jaguars, I'd keep Urban Meyer at this point. So, I'm going to take Dolphins -7.
-7 home against the Jets. And then your third game to finish this parlay.
I'd take Tampa Bay over New Orleans. I know
it's a big spread, 11.5.
Yeah, I know it's, New Orleans' big win last week and Kamara's back, but they're banged up. And Tampa, at some point, they have to play a complete game. You think it's going to be at home against a division rival in a game that, they win the game, they win the division, they lock it up, and they get another chance maybe to, Green Bay's got a tough game against Baltimore maybe, so, you got a chance here to get the home seed. So I'm gonna go Kansas City, Miami, Tampa Bay.
All right, so there it is. Kansas City -3 at the Chargers, Miami home -7 against the Jets, and Tampa Bay home -11.5 against New Orleans. That's Sean's parlay power play of the week. I will start off with the Philadelphia Eagles -3.5 at home against Washington. Washington, I think their season ended last week. Heineke banged up. They needed that game last week. They did not play well. They did not show up in that game. I know they made it close at the end, but they didn't show up when they needed to. The Eagles coming off a bye, playing pretty well. They had that one chink in the armor as they started playing well, and but overall, I think they're the better team here. They're the healthier team. I know Sanders a little banged up. Hurts comes back now. I do think Minshew might I know people tell me I'm crazy, but I think Minshew, being just a drop back passer he can get out of the pocket and run. I think he might be the better choice. Hurts will be back, but I'll still take the Eagles minus the 3.5.
By the way, I noticed that Trey's not wearing any football team
no.
stuff.
He's
Actually, he was wearing
up.
the old. We can call it the old
skins.
Or the old stuff. But yeah, I noticed he's not wearing his stuff this week. How about that?
Yeah, he's giving up. So the Eagles minus 3.5 against Washington.
You think the Eagles make the playoffs?
Yeah, and I'm not a big Eagles
fan.
I'm not
I
a big
think
Eagles
they do
fan.
too.
I just think they make the playoffs.
That first week we had that thing. I just thought the Eagles over-under total was so low.
But here's the thing. They're making it because the rest of the league stinks.
I know. But I thought, I'm looking at this and I'm like, the whole league stinks. Like, the Eagles aren't terrible. Like, I just didn't get it. Like 5. Like, it was like 5. Like, there's 17 games. They're just gonna dumb luck into 6 wins.
Yeah, it was a good pick. Next game is another team that's hot and another team that I think could certainly make the playoffs. I'm going to go with the 49ers minus 8 against Atlanta. Atlanta also able to make the playoffs.
Big game, yeah.
But I just think San Francisco is the much better team here. I'm going to take minus 8 at home. So that one, a Falcons team who, they've been winning games, but I think it ends here. And then I'm going to finish it off. I'm going to go to Denver, but I'm going to take the point. I'm going to take Cincinnati +1. I think Cincinnati wins this game, so I take them on the money line. Cincinnati +1 at Denver. The Bengals have been so inconsistent and disappointing, really. But in this case, I just think Denver's not going to beat the Bengals at this game. I know it's at Denver. I just don't think they do. I don't think they beat a. I'm going to call Cincinnati quality team, even though they just keep shooting themselves in the foot. But I'm going to take Cincinnati in this one. So my parlay power play of the week for Week 15: Eagles minus 3.5 at home against Washington, San Francisco minus 8 at home against Atlanta, and Cincinnati +1 at Denver.
You think that the passing of Demarius Thomas will have any effect on that?
First of all, he was one of my favorites. I loved that guy.
I'm a Broncos. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just read this and I'm like, first he's having seizures at 33.
Yeah.
So obviously for football, but you saw the stuff that last week. And,
it was emotional for them.
Maybe they can use this emotion and carry it into the playoffs.
They might be able to. But
better team.
So sad to hear, but yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah. So there are our parlay power plays of the week. Reminder: you watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, the like. That little thumbs up thing. Hit all those, and then ask for swag in the comments, or leave your opinion on the show, good or bad, doesn't matter. And then go down a little further, description box, and then click those links at howtobet.com. That's where you're going to find Sean's previews, injury reports, odds updated, and, of course, exclusive offers to various different sports books. When we come back, our prime time bets of Week 15.
And we got an extra one this week.
There's 2 on Saturday. We'll be back. Howtobet.com. See you after this.
Let's go.
Now time for our Monday night primetime bet of the week. It is Minnesota -4 at Chicago. Minnesota still needs the game. I want to remind everybody watching us on YouTube to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, that one. The notification bell, the like, that thumbs up, and then go down to leave comments, ask for merchandise. We'll get it out to you. You can leave comments, good or bad. And then, of course, a little further down the description box, click on those links. That's where you're going to find Sean the Genius Miller's previews, injury updates, so weather reports, odds. They're always changing.
Everything there.
And exclusive offers to different, various different sports books around the world. So, yes, get to How to Bet at howtobet.com. And, although this is not a great-looking game on paper,
we've had a few of these, though, that have been bad on paper and then turned into pretty good games to bet and pretty good. Obviously, I don't care if the game is fun to watch. I want to win money.
That's what it's all about.
I think you have a chance here because the Bears,
So the Minnesota is -4 at Chicago. Minnesota needs the game. Bears looked fast. That's all I could say. They look fast against Green Bay.
He's a terrible coach.
He's gone. He's done.
Maybe I thought maybe they'd quit on him. They obviously haven't. He's just a terrible. You get up to you're up by 17 points there or something like that, and all of a sudden at halftime it's a 3-point. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, he makes bad decisions. I was happy because I had Green Bay, but
why are you punting the ball?
It makes no sense.
You're down by whatever. It's 4th and an inch.
It makes no sense.
And
you're not going anywhere.
And you're not exactly. Who cares? Go for it. Just
try to
go
win
for
the
it.
game. Yeah.
There used to be a guy on ESPN that used to talk about this. I forget his name. It was a really good article he always used to do, and he'd go through and he'd be like, "This is exactly where they lost the game. It's 4th and an inch, and you're down by 8, and you punt." And it's like he used like these chances of winning and stuff like this, and you're just watching it, and it's great. Like if you're betting it, because as a Packer, you're like, oh man, they're going to score again. Yeah. So thank you.
And even though I don't think Fields is very good, I don't think he'll ever be very good. He was dangerous on Sunday night. Montgomery looked decent. Look, it's a team that is going nowhere. They're going to have a coaching change at the end of the year. They're still trying. So Minnesota -4. Who do you like in this one?
Obviously they bite me all the time, but I got to Minnesota.
I'm here. I listen.
Guess what? That was as big of a win on Thursday Night Football as they've had. They scored 36 points in a game they had to win. Ben Roethlisberger's going nuts. The Steelers are playing like crazy, and Minnesota did what they had to do, won a massive
Vikings
game.
Football,
and they won it. And when you look at them, they had to have the win, and now this is another must win. They right now, to get in the playoffs, you're going to need at least 8 wins. 8 and 9 could get you in.
Could.
I don't think it's going to.
It could. I don't think so either.
It could. 9 and 8. But
you need to beat a Chicago team.
Minnesota has to play the Bears twice, and then they have 2 other tough games left. So they have to beat the Bears twice. If they beat the Bears, they get to 8 wins. And then they got to win a game they're not really supposed to win. Do they do it? I don't know, because it's Minnesota.
Right.
So, it could happen. I just think Minnesota in this game is I would bet it down to 3. I'm not. I'm a little nervous about that.
Right. So you're betting down to 3. I will take Minnesota -4. Bears really are terrible. I like Minnesota in this one -4. Delvin Cook was a beast, and I think
he's massive.
I think they're going to feed him a lot. Cousins playing well. He's not turning the ball over. So
see if they got any props up on him right now.
I agree with that, and I would go over whatever the props it is. I'd go over on Delvin Cook.
You think Minnesota scores?
Yeah, I think they score.
Oh, race to 20.
I like them race to 20. So Minnesota
race to 30.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I'll go race to 20. So we agree on that. There are our primetime bets of Week 15. When we come back, our over-under. We've been crushing our over-unders. Our over-unders after this, go to howtobet.com.
Let's go.
And we're back with How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Fine and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, our How to Bet podcast, where we're going to tell you how to bet, where to bet it, and who to bet on. I'm Daryl Fine, along with Sean, the Genius Miller, and it's time for our prime time bets of Week 15. You watching us on YouTube, yes, you hit that subscribe button, the like button, and the notification bell. We appreciate that. And then go down a little bit to our comments. Leave comments, good or bad. If you want merchandise, we have it. We'll send it to you. And a little further down the description box, click on those links. That's where you're going to find Sean the Genius Miller's previews, injury updates, weather, odds changes, and, of course, exclusive offers to different sports books all over the world. So we appreciate that. Go to there and remember, hit that subscribe button. Sean, it is time for our primetime bets for Week 15, Thursday Night Football.
Well,
Kansas City at the Chargers. Kansas City -3. We do know that you love Kansas City because it's part of your parlay power plays of the week. But how about the defense? Kansas City, we haven't associated Kansas City with defense since the Curly Colt Buck Buchanan days. Probably a little further back. But yeah, I mean, all of a sudden this team is playing defense. It's their defense that's winning games. Their offense is good, not great, but their defense has been outstanding.
Yeah, I mean, just look back here. We talked about this. Packers, they gave up 7 points. Raiders, 41-14. Cowboys, 9 points. They gave up Broncos 9 points. Raiders 48-9. I mean, man, so you think the Raiders are glad to see the back of the Chiefs, man?
Yeah. So
89-23 in two games in 4 weeks.
Yeah,
but
they're glad that's over with.
You look at this, I think, and when you look at the story that I wrote, Kansas City actually, Kansas City was dominant in this series. It's 12-3 dating back to 2014, but the Chargers have won the last two, and they won this year.
Chargers are better than
30-24.
They were.
Yes, so the Chiefs coming into this year, the Chiefs were 12-2 over the last basically 7 years.
Yeah, and this has become a gigantic game. This Thursday night game is a gigantic game. So yes, it's and as I said, we do know that you like Kansas City -3 for your primetime bet on the Thursday night game. I will also take Kansas City in this one. I don't love the game, although the Chargers have been so inconsistent. It's
they kill you on the day.
I mean they've crushed me. Now they also beat me last week because they let up some meaningless touchdowns. I had the under in that game last week because I didn't think the Giants would be able to score at all. I didn't think the Chargers would put up as many as they did, but I didn't think the Giants would be able to score. So I lost them, and it's a team with potential. This Chargers team. It's a home game. They're going to be pumped up. So I think there is a possibility they win this game, but I will take Kansas City just the way they're playing right now, -3. So we both agree on that one. Again, this has become all about defense for Kansas City.
Yeah, I think it was interesting. In the story I wrote that that they were 3-4 right before Halloween, but really the Chiefs were just playing a trick on us all and came out and treated fans and bettors to a Day of the Dead renaissance on November 1st.
Right,
Since then, they've won 6 in a row to get to 9-4. There's some pretty good prop bets with this. I think the Chiefs race to 20, is -120. I think that's pretty good. Chiefs over 24.5 points, -125. I think I like the Chargers under 24.5 points, -125.
So so the total on the game is, if I'm reading this correct, 51.
Yeah.
Do you like you still like the way the Chiefs have been
the
playing?
Over, but I just think I think
you
it's going to be like
over.
I think I picked 31, 20, 51, so right on the nose, which is going with my picks. There's a couple, they have anytime touchdown scores and winning margin. If you take Tyreek Hill to win, Tyreek Hill to score and the Chiefs to win by 13, it's +480.
Yeah, I've been killing it on those props. I've been killing it. I want to thank the various different sports books for adding this, and I'm almost feeling bad that you're losing money. Not really. I'm not feeling bad, and you're not losing money. But but I've been killing it on these props.
Yep.
Now Tyreek Hill has not found the end zone a lot, so that's a little trickier. But you're getting big plus odds, so it's worth the bet.
Kansas City to win both halves +260.
Yeah, I did well a couple weeks ago. I really liked Miami. And the reason I'm talking about this is because these are new type of bets that you can make.
Yep.
Miami were playing the Giants. I had the Dolphins plus money to win both halves. I mean, that to me was easy money, and it became easy money. Anyway, all right, so we both agree that Kansas City -3 in that one. And now let's go to our Saturdays. We have 2 on Saturday. First, an afternoon tilt. Cleveland at home against Las Vegas. Cleveland plus or minus 5.5. I want to remind everybody watching on YouTube to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, the notification bell, leave comments, and good or bad, and then ask for merchandise. We'll send you out merchandise. We do it all the time. And then, of course, go down a little further, the description box, hit those links. That's where you're going to find Sean's previews, injury updates, odds updates, weather reports, you name it.
Bonus one for this week for the Saturdays.
Yeah, and an exclusive offers to different various sports books around the world. So, yes, get there early and often at howtobet.com. All right, Saturday afternoon, Cleveland at home, minus 5.5 against Vegas. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
You can go first.
I'm going to go first. I'm going to surprise you a little bit, especially after last week. Vegas getting crushed, and then the Browns winning against Baltimore. I'm going to take the points here. I'm going to take Vegas plus the 5.5. I just don't think Cleveland should give 5.5 to anybody. They're not a good team. Of course, they can run the ball. They should run the ball. Baker Mayfield is not a good quarterback. He's average at best. I think the public will be on Cleveland. I'm going with Vegas plus the 5.5 in this one on Saturday afternoon.
I'm going to go the other way. I think you watch this Myles Garrett and this defense of the Browns. I think there's a very decent chance that the Browns end up winning the AFC North.
They could.
They got the Raiders. They have the tough game at the Packers. Then they got the Steelers and Bengals. Well, if the Bengals game might be for the playoffs, but, the way that the Ravens are playing right now, and there's just so many injuries and they're just struggling, and they have a big game this week. If Cleveland wins this game, Baltimore loses in Green Bay, all of a sudden, and Cincinnati's in Denver, it could be a three-way tie, 8-6 in this division, and then it's a 3-week scramble to win it. And I think they could win this division.
Hard to believe. And let me just throw this out there: not that I think it'll happen, but the Steelers still are in it with that tie.
No, I agree.
So it's that division more than any now seems to be just the craziest division in football.
Yeah, Steelers have the Titans, the Chiefs, the Browns, and the Ravens. They have a really tough schedule, but if they win out, same thing. I mean, they're in decent shape.
Yeah, I mean the Vegas team, for all intent and purpose, they're done. But it's a team that these are the games they kind of hang in, the games that don't really matter that much, and they're the ones that hang in. The total in this game is 42.5, which seems right about where it should be with these two teams. That's a tough one. If I had to play that total, I would probably say I'm going to go under the total.
I would probably go over. I think I'm going to take the Browns over 24.5 points. The Browns scored 24 points last week against the Ravens, and the Raiders defense stinks.
Tough one.
It's a
tough
tough
number.
one.
Yeah.
And I think race to 20. I think I would take Cleveland, obviously, minus 143. And the only thing with that is Vegas is plus 230 on that race to 20. So if you think Vegas is going to win this game, you got to take that.
Yeah, I probably would. And again, I don't love it, but I will take Vegas plus the 5.5 in this the points. To me, again, Cleveland just not a team that should be given 5.5. I know the game's at home. The dog pound will be crazy. I just don't love Cleveland giving points in this situation.
I think Cleveland makes a statement here and gets a big win, and I think they're gonna start pushing in the right direction.
It's time for our Saturday night prime time bet of the week. That's right, a Saturday night game.
Big time game
in Indianapolis. Game more important for Indy than it is for New England. New England, a point favorite in this one at Indianapolis. Again, I want to remind you watching us, we appreciate everybody listening and watching, but you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, the like button. We appreciate it. And then go down to leave comments, good or bad. If you want merchandise, ask for merchandise. And then, of course, a little further down the description box, that's going to get you, those links are going to get you previews to all the games, including the one we're talking about, injury report. reports, weather reports, odds updated all the time, and exclusive offers to different sports books around the world. So, yes, go to howtobet.com. That's where you're going to get this, at howtobet.com. So, Saturday night special here.
Oh, big time
New
game.
England, the hottest team in football, against Indianapolis, who has played better. They are in the hunt. They need the game. It's an interesting one.
And these two teams, I mean, if you remember, if you're fortunate enough to be a fan of the sport in the early 2000s.
And now let's go to our Saturdays. We have two on Saturday. First, an afternoon tilt. Cleveland at home against Las Vegas. Cleveland plus minus 5.5. I want to remind everybody watching on YouTube to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, the notification bell, leave comments, and good or bad, and then ask for merchandise. We'll send you out merchandise. We do it all the time. And then, of course, go down a little further, the description box, hit those links. That's where you're going to find Sean's previews, injury updates, odds updates, weather reports, you name it.
Bonus one for this week for the Saturdays.
Yeah, and an exclusive offers to different various sports books around the world. So, yes, get there early and often at howtobet.com. All right, Saturday afternoon, Cleveland at home, minus 5.5 against Vegas. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
You can go first.
I'm going to go first. I'm going to surprise you a little bit, especially after last week. Vegas getting crushed, and then the Browns winning against Baltimore. I'm going to take the points here. I'm going to take Vegas plus the 5.5. I just don't think Cleveland should give 5.5 to anybody. They're not a good team. Of course, they can run the ball. They should run the ball. Baker Mayfield is not a good quarterback. He's average at best. I think the public will be on Cleveland. I'm going with Vegas plus the 5.5 in this one on Saturday afternoon.
I'm going to go the other way. I think you watch this Myles Garrett and this defense of the Browns. I think there's a very decent chance that the Browns end up winning the AFC North.
They could.
They got the Raiders. They have the tough game at the Packers. Then they got the Steelers and Bengals. Well, if the Bengals game might be for the playoffs, but, the way that the Ravens are playing right now, and there's just so many injuries and they're just struggling, and they have a big game this week. If Cleveland wins this game, Baltimore loses in Green Bay, all of a sudden, and Cincinnati's in Denver, it could be a three-way tie at 8-6 in this division, and then it's a 3-week scramble to win it. And I think they could win this division.
Hard to believe. And let me just throw this out there: not that I think it'll happen, but the Steelers still are in it with that tie.
No, I agree.
So it's that division more than any now seems to be just the craziest division in football.
Yeah, Steelers have the Titans, the Chiefs, the Browns, and the Ravens. They have a really tough schedule, but if they win out, same thing. I mean, they're in decent shape.
Yeah, I mean the Vegas team, for all intent and purpose, they're done. But it's a team that these are the games they kind of hang in, the games that don't really matter that much, and they're the ones that hang in. The total in this game is 42.5, which seems right about where it should be with these two teams. That's a tough one. If I had to play that total, I would probably say I'm going to go under the total.
I would probably go over. I think I'm going to take the Browns over 24.5 points. The Browns scored 24 points last week against the Ravens, and the Raiders defense stinks.
Tough one.
It's a
tough
tough
number.
one.
Yeah.
I think race to 20. I think I would take Cleveland, obviously, minus 143. And the only thing with that is Vegas is plus 230 on that race to 20. So if you think Vegas is going to win this game, you got to take that.
Yeah, I probably would. And again, I don't love it, but I will take Vegas plus the 5.5 in this the points. To me, again, Cleveland just not a team that should be given 5.5. I know the game's at home. The dog pound will be crazy. I just don't love Cleveland giving points in this situation.
I think Cleveland makes a statement here and gets a big win, and I think they're going to start pushing in the right direction.
It's time for our Saturday night prime time bet of the week. That's right, a Saturday night game.
Big time
game in
game.
Indianapolis. Game more important for Indy than it is for New England. New England, a point favorite in this one at Indianapolis. Again, I want to remind you watching us, we appreciate everybody listening and watching, but you're watching us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, the like button. We appreciate it. And then go down to leave comments, good or bad. If you want merchandise, ask for merchandise. And then, of course, a little further down the description box, that's going to get you, those links are going to get you previews to all the games, including the one we're talking about, injury reports, weather reports, odds updated all the time, and exclusive offers to different sports books around the world. So, yes, go to howtobet.com. That's where you're going to get this, at howtobet.com. So, Saturday night special here.
Oh, big time
New
game.
England, the hottest team in football, against Indianapolis, who has played better. They are in the hunt. They need the game. It's an interesting one.
And these two teams, I mean, if you remember, if you're fortunate enough to be a fan of the sport in the early 2000s through the early 2010s, I mean, this was the one. They played twice a year. I mean, they played, in the regular season, and they played in the playoffs, and there's just been so many memorable games. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, all this stuff. And this is, a huge game. Both teams started slowly. Patriots started 2-4, and now they're 9-4, 7 in a row. The Chiefs, the Colts also started slowly, 1-4, and then they've been 6-2, and even in the two losses, they were overtime to the Titans, and then in a shootout against Tampa Bay. So both these teams have been pretty good, and I think it's a bigger game for the Colts.
It is, no question.
And I will say this. If the Colts can get into the playoffs, they're going to be a dangerous team. They remind me a lot of the Tennessee team from like 2 or 3 years ago when they were like 9-7 and got in and got to the AFC Championship.
They have the running
game.
back.
Yeah,
and that's
Taylor, and Wentz can hurt you a little bit with Taylor, now.
Absolutely. So and the defense is good. So or they've played better. So the thing here is everybody will tell you all the time, Belichick, his thing is he's going to take away the other team's best weapon, their biggest weapon, which would be Jonathan Taylor. Can he take away Jonathan Taylor? I don't know if it's possible. This guy is really he's on the Derrick Henry level right now. He's been unbelievable, unstoppable. So can they stop Jonathan Taylor? Because that would be the key to winning this game for the Patriots.
Yeah, and the Patriots do a good job, and Bill Belichick does a good job of taking away that one weapon that can hurt you.
But can he? I mean, it's easier said than done when you got a guy like Taylor.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, you look at this line is moving like crazy now. The Colts are favored by 2.5 on some of these.
Yeah, now we had it at 1 at the time of our
we had the Patriots -1, right?
Pre-rehearsal.
Patriots started -1. Now it's up to Colts -2.5.
Yeah,
so the line's moving in crazy towards the Colts.
So who do you like in this game?
I like the Patriots.
Patriots. All right.
It's a tough game to call, but I just think Belichick takes away. He'll take away Taylor. He'll try.
I'm not sure he can. He'll try to. I'm not sure he can.
You always pick against your team, man. You always pick against the Patriots, man. They won 7 in a row. This guy's a genius.
I know. I don't always pick against him.
He's got the hoodie, man. The hoodie.
He got the hoodie. I'm going with Indianapolis in this one because I know it as much as he wants to take Taylor away. I don't know that he can. Now here's the crazy thing with Frank Reich, who I always thought was going to be a good head coach. There's been weeks, a couple of weeks ago, he didn't even use Taylor. He didn't even use him. No. And then he used him in late in the game, and he started running like crazy. But it could be one of those games where he doesn't think he can run on New England, so he doesn't even try, and that would be a mistake. But I'm going to have a little faith in Frank Reich in this, and think that he's going to run the ball early and often. I'm going to take Indianapolis in this one. Again, this is a tough game, not one that I would, we're betting it, we're taking it because it's on our primetime games. The over-under is 45.5. I'm going under. I'm going under.
Really?
Yeah, because I think they'll control the clock with running the ball. I don't think New England will score a lot. I'm going to go under. I actually like the under. I actually like the under better than I like the game.
I like 28-20. I don't. This is a tough guy. I've been on the Colts a lot. Obviously, I think the Patriots are obviously coming into the game as a better team, but I like the Patriots in this game.
Not fair enough.
I think it's going to be 28-20, something like that. I think the Patriots offense is playing better. Just watching that game, man. We think back to that game in the monsoon, man. It was just such a classic. Yeah. This guy is such a good coach.
The best, greatest of all time.
So, but Frank Reich is good.
Yeah.
Let's take it back to How to Bet, hosted by gambling masterminds Daryl Fine and Sean Miller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to How to Bet, our How to Bet podcast. Go to howtobet.com. I'm Daryl Fine along with Sean, the genius Miller. It is time for our over-unders for the NFL Week 15, and we've been crushing our over-unders. Reminder, you watching, well, we appreciate everybody listening, but you watching us on YouTube. Yes, you. Hit that subscribe button. Yeah, that one. Hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, the like, that thumbs up. Do it all for us. And, of course, go down, leave comments, good or bad. And if you want swag, we'll get you merchandise out there. And a little further down in the description box, hit that description box, the links. That's going to get you previews to Sean, the genius Miller's previews, and then injury updates, weather reports,
extra previews this week too.
Yeah, extra previews,
Saturday games,
and exclusive offers, different sports books around the world. So yes, we appreciate you watching us on YouTube, and take care of that for us, and we'll really appreciate that.
We got a new YouTube channel.
We do
two YouTube channels.
Yes, we have two.
We got two YouTube channels now. Yeah. We got the ones where you could watch the whole show, and then you got the one where you could watch all the other ones.
And follow us on social media. We've left out our social media. At Fine Line.
At Fine Line?
Fine Line 33 or just Fine Line? I don't remember. Fine Line.
I'm at the Prodigal Sean on Twitter and at
our producer says I'm at Fine Line 33.
And
FEIN.
At the Prodigal Sean on Instagram. And I have been getting some messages. Our guy Al. Messages all the time. But my man Al up in North Jersey, some of these people have been messaging, asking, hey, what do you think about this? If you would have got us on Sunday during that live game, I would have you say, listen, hey, jump on Tampa Bay, jump on the 49ers here. So, if you have anything, let me know. I always have my phone on me. So
yeah. And then next week we'll get into some bowl games as well. There's a bunch going on this weekend. There's not a lot of great.
What about the one?
There's a Jimmy Kimmel. There's Oregon State's playing Utah State in the Jimmy Kimmel. The game. I hope the game's better than his show. But the Jimmy Kimmel. Are you kidding me? What has happened?
There's too many bowl games.
What has happened?
There's too many bowl games.
No
they let anybody in the bowls, man.
There's no more proof than that we have a Jimmy Kimmel Bowl.
It's crazy too. Like you got a team like Louisiana playing. They're 12-1 and they're ranked, and they're playing on the 18th. They should be playing later. Yeah. They should be. Coastal Carolina, same thing.
They
playing
got
on December 18th.
Marshall. They have Marshall in their 5-point favorite. Looks too good to be true. So be careful with that one. So our over-unders for Week 15 in the NFL. You are Mr. Over, although last week you took an under and lost by a point. You won your over. You won your two overs by a point, and then you lost your under by a point. I swept last week in the over-unders. I'm a big under guy. It takes balls to be an under guy. I got balls, all right? That's why I'm an under guy. So, all right, over-unders, you go first.
Got my Tribe Called Quest hoodie on, so I'm gonna give you some Tribe Called Quest. Can I kick it? I'm gonna kick it right now. Tribe Called Quest, man.
Trey, do you have any idea what he's talking about?
He doesn't know. He's like 19, man. He doesn't know Tribe Called Quest. Q-Tip.
Well, I'm like way past 19. I don't know what it is.
You're not a big rap guy, though, are you?
Rap? No wonder. Okay. Yeah. All right. So over unders, good.
Can I kick it? I'm gonna go with I'm big rap guy, Wu-Tang and stuff. I'm gonna go with New England, Indianapolis. I just we talked about this a little bit during the Saturday.
Over unders, get it done. Over unders, have some fun.
That's right.
How's that
over
for some rap?
45.
That's
Right up.
classic rap.
Yeah.
What I call what I do?
Freestyle.
I freestyle.
Freestyle right there. You got to get Q-Tip on the song there.
Yeah, man.
I just think there's going to be points scored in this game. Both teams can score. I know the defenses are pretty good. I just think this is going to be a game in the 20s. So, 20.
Where are we at here? Which game?
New England.
No, New England, Indianapolis. It's the total is 43.5. I lost you. I'm sorry. I was thinking about
I'm going
rap.
over.
Okay, over 43.5.
That's because you're
New
bugging
England.
out.
I'm bugging out.
Somebody even saying they're bugging out.
Bugging out.
Lulu Nation.
I was bugging out. So
so-
over 43.5 in New England, Indianapolis. Game number 2.
Vibes and stuff. I'm going to give you some vibes. I'm vibing this Cincinnati Denver game. I'm a little bit...
Total is 44.5.
I like the over. Obviously, you have to watch in Denver in December because if there's 18 feet of snow on the ground, which is always a possibility, it could be 70 degrees. Denver's just like the craziest weather city.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. But, obviously, if there's a lot of snow, I would change that. But I just think there's going to be some points scored. I think both teams put some points up.
Over 44.5.
Both teams are
Cincinnati,
banged up a
Denver.
little defensively. So, I think, you're going to go with that.
All right, finish up your over-unders.
All right, 8 million stories. I'm going to go here. Seattle and Los Angeles Rams over 48. Both, once again, you see the Rams play last night. The Rams defensively are banged up.
They're inconsistent defensively.
But they're also they have so many injuries. They're another team getting banged up by injuries. I just think, Seattle's going to be able to score some points. Obviously the Rams can post, Stafford looked great again. So, over 48, anything under 50 for me in this game is pretty good. So.
All right, so there's your over-unders. New England at Indianapolis over 43.5. Cincinnati at Denver over 44.5. And then Seattle at the Rams over 48. My over-unders, I will go to, I'm all under. You're all over, I'm all under. I will go to Detroit, Arizona at Detroit. I don't think Detroit scores. I think Arizona scores, but not 47. So it's 47.5. I'm going to go under the total. I think this is a 37-7 game. So I'm going to go under the total of 47.5 in the Arizona-Detroit game. Then I will move to Buffalo, Carolina and Buffalo. I will go under 44.5.
Carolina stinks, by the way.
They
Your
stink.
guy's on the hot seat.
Well, I don't know if he's on the hot seat. He needs a quarterback. He started with Sam Darnold. He needs a quarterback. I know. I heard they're looking at Matt Corral from Ole Miss, and I think he'd be very good there. But he needs a healthy McCaffrey, which might never happen. But more than anything, he needs a quarterback.
Yep, quarterback-driven league.
Yeah. So Carolina, Buffalo. Talk about a quarterback-driven league. This Buffalo team they don't even try to run the ball.
No.
It's a mess there.
They can't. They have no chance to win the playoffs. No chance.
I kind of agree with you right now. So Carolina, Buffalo under 44.5. And then I'm going to finish it off with a game we talked about. We like Tampa Bay in this one. I'm going to go under New Orleans at Tampa Bay, under 48
because
in this
of New Orleans?
one. Yeah, I don't think New Orleans scores a lot here. I'm going to go under the total. New Orleans defense is pretty good. I don't think Brady will completely have his way. I'll go under 48. So my over-unders are Arizona at Detroit under 47.5. Carolina at Buffalo under 44.5, and New Orleans, Tampa Bay under 48. There are our over-unders for Week 15 in the NFL.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I left my wallet in El Segundo. I left my wallet in El Segundo. I left my wallet in El Segundo. I gotta get it. I got to get it.
Well, the good news is you know where you left it, so there you have it. Thanks to our producer, Trey Wright, our executive director, Tiffany Hartman, and the rest of the directing crew. We got a whole crew here now. So we appreciate it. Carter, Lauren.
Carter,
and,
what's your last name?
Zajac.
Carter Zajac.
Carter, Zajac, Lauren. Nance. That's right. I knew that. Lauren Nance. So thanks to our executive director, Tiffany Hartman, our director, soon-to-be executive director, Lauren Nance, and Carter Zajac. For Sean the Genius Miller, I'm Daryl Fine. See you next week on howtobet.com.
See ya.
Thank you for listening to How to Bet, hosted by Daryl Fine and Sean Miller. For more information about betting guides, online gambling, betting odds, including NFL betting lines and odds, go to howtobet.com. Watch all How to Bet podcasts on YouTube. And to access all How to Bet podcasts, go to 1077thebronx.com/howtobet.